In this video, I'm going to go over the differences between the free and premium versions of MyFitnessPal. So if you use the app and you're considering upgrading to premium, make sure you watch the whole video because I'm going to try to provide you as much information as possible so that you can make your own decision on if it's right for you. And if you're new here, my name is Jesse Rosenthal. I'm a fitness coach with about 10 years of experience coaching clients in the industry, and I'm based in New York. So let's quickly go into the main differences between the free and premium versions of the app. The free version is obviously free. It doesn't cost anything to use the app and to start tracking your food. The premium version of the app costs, at least what I pay, is $49.99 per year. So about $50 for the year. It's possible that has went up at this point, but that's what I pay. The first benefit you're going to get from the premium version is that there's no advertisements. Now, this is something that has no impact on your results or your ability to track your food. It's just kind of extra. It's nice to have. And the next more important benefit and difference between the premium version and the free version is that with premium, you can set your specific macros that you're aiming for by the exact gram. So this basically means that you can set your target macros for the day to the exact numbers, rather than what the free version makes you do, which is set a certain percentage of your total calories to your proteins, carbs, and fats. So for example, if you're aiming for 205 grams of protein per day, the premium version allows you to set it to that exact amount, and you can aim for 205 every single day. But the free version would force you to set your protein target as a percentage of your total calories in the day. So depending on how many calories you're eating, you would have to set your protein to 20% of that amount, or 25%, or 30%. And you would hope that those percentages get as close to your true target, 205 grams of protein, as possible. But the truth is, rarely does it perfectly add up. So you might end up aiming for 210 grams of protein instead of 205. Or you may end up aiming for 197 grams because that was the closest the percentages would allow you to go. So the reality is this isn't the end of the world, right? If you're sticking with the free version, you just have to keep that in mind and be aware that what you're aiming for in the app might actually be a little bit off from what you're truly targeting with your protein or with your carbs or your fats. And if you want to be as precise as possible with your tracking, this is something to keep in mind. So that's why, in my opinion, for more advanced trackers and people who consider themselves very serious about their fitness and want to track as diligently as possible, I would probably say that this feature alone warrants, the small $50 per year price tag to upgrade to premium. Another feature that's very helpful in premium is that you can quick add a meal and set the specific macros of that meal. So say, for example, you're trying to scan the barcode of a food that you're eating, and the barcode doesn't register with the system, which happens from time to time. It probably happens a couple times a week for me. You can simply look at the nutrition label on the food and quick add on MyFitnessPal those exact macros. And if you're estimating the macros of a meal that you're eating, say out at a restaurant or something, you can quick add the macros of what you're estimating rather than just the overall calories for that meal, which is all that the free version allows for. And this is another one of the premium features that I find myself using pretty frequently. I'd say maybe not every day, but I use it at least a few times a week. Another premium feature that is really helpful in some cases is that you can add different macro targets for a specific day of the week. So the truth is, some people may never use or need this feature. But for other people, this feature could be amazing. Because for individuals who have a weekly refeed day where they're eating, more carbs than usual on one day of the week, this is going to be really, really helpful. Or maybe individuals who are doing some sort of calorie cycling. Maybe they, run races or marathons or something on the weekends and they eat more food, on those days compared to during the week. Again, this feature could be very, very helpful. Another somewhat helpful premium feature is that you can customize your home screen dashboard. So I have mine set like this, where the second I open the app, I can see the exact macros that I have remaining in the day based on the food I've already eaten. So this particular feature may not be a game changer, but it's very helpful and convenient to be able to just open the app and quickly see what macros you have left for the day before, say, preparing dinner or before maybe having an extra snack and seeing what you have left. Because the comparison in the free version is that to see what macros you have left for the day, you'd have to go to the menu and then to the nutrition tab, and then you'd have to look and see how much you've eaten and kind of do the math in your head to see how much is actually left. And again, it's not the end of the world if you have to do that. It just offers a little bit of convenience and maybe saves you an extra minute or two of your time. And one more solid feature of the premium version that I wanted to talk about is that you can see the macros of each meal as a whole that you eat. So this feature shows a macronutrient breakdown for each meal in your food diary that you eat, so for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. So this can be decently helpful to see which meals are actually providing you of more proteins, more carbs, and more fats. And if you're trying to bring up a certain macronutrient like protein or bring down a certain macro like fats or carbs, this can be really helpful to see, in which meals of the day you're actually accumulating more or less of that specific macro that you're looking at. So for example, if you're trying to bring your protein up in the day, you can easily look at your breakfast, lunch, and dinner and see that, oh man, maybe your breakfast is only offering you about 15 grams of protein most days, and it would be a good idea to add in another protein source to that meal, like egg whites or turkey bacon or some other protein source. Now, those premium features are the ones that are most helpful to me and my clients. There are a whole lot of other premium features as well that I'll list off right here just in case maybe they'll be helpful to you, but I personally don't use them or even find that they add any value. So, priority customer support, food analysis of the foods that you're eating, exercise calorie settings, data export, setting calorie goals by meal, food timestamps, food plans, recipes, net carbs, and workout ideas are all additional premium benefits that I personally don't use but are offered. So I hope going over those differences was helpful. What I'm going to do in just a minute here, so make sure you stick with me, is I'm going to say who I think should probably stay with the free version of MyFitnessPal just because it's probably not necessary to upgrade, and then who I think could get value from upgrading to the premium version. Now, I personally have been tracking my food for like 8 or 9 years, and I stuck with the free version of MyFitnessPal for really the first 3 or 4 years of my journey. And I'm not saying that you have to do that as well. That's just what I ended up doing. The reason I stuck with the free version for so long was because at the beginning of my journey, I wasn't really tracking religiously, and I was just sort of getting into proper nutrition. So at the time, I was just tracking to kind of get a general idea of how much food I was eating, but I wasn't really diving into it very deeply. I wasn't giving it my 100% effort, and for those reasons, there's no way I was going to be able to see the value of upgrading to the premium version for those extra features, because I probably wasn't even maximizing the use of the free version. But as I got more into fitness and got more serious about my goals and started tracking a little bit more diligently, that's when I started to come around and start to see the value in possibly upgrading to the premium version, because I wanted to see the best results possible with my fitness, and I realized at the time that tracking my macros very diligently was going to be one of the most important things to help me see the best possible results. So you definitely don't have to wait as long as I did to upgrade to premium, right? I have many clients who in their first month of tracking their food upgrade to premium because they're working with me on it. They're getting guidance and coaching on how to do it properly, and they can really maximize the use of the app. Because now I'm at a place where it's something that I use every single day, and I couldn't imagine going back to the free version just simply because of the convenience that it offers me on a daily basis. By the way, if you want to add me as a friend on MyFitnessPal, you can go ahead and do that. I'll put my username down below. I guess the benefit of doing this is that I keep my diary, my food log, public. So if you want to see what I'm eating to hit my macros every single day, you can literally go into my food log and see all the foods and snacks that I've eaten like forever. So now to wrap things up, there's really only a couple of individuals who I would probably recommend that you don't upgrade and that you stick with the free version. So if you're someone who's tracking your food but you're not using a food scale to weigh out your foods, I'd probably recommend sticking with the free version. And the reason for that is very simply that if you're not using a food scale to weigh out your foods, the honest truth is that you're probably not tracking your macros very accurately. Even if you're doing it really, really well, but you're not using a food scale, there's almost certainly going to be a lot of room for improvement. So in my opinion, if you're not really tracking your food very accurately to begin with, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to then pay more money for more advanced tools to track that food more inaccurately. It's almost like thinking of a 16-year-old kid who just gets his driving permit for the first time and he's driving a car for the first time ever. He doesn't need a NASCAR, right, a professional race car to learn how to drive properly. He just needs any old car to learn how to press on the gas and the brake and to steer properly. The second type of person who I probably would just recommend stick with the free version of the app is if you're not tracking your food a good 6 or 7 days out of the week. So this is kind of like the position I was in my first 3 or 4 years using the free version of the app. I started tracking, I was tracking some days in the week, maybe Monday through Thursday, but I wasn't really tracking Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So it seems logical, right? If you want to upgrade to premium, first be consistent with the free version of the app. That being said, if you've watched this video and learned a little bit about the premium features and the idea of upgrading sounds appealing to you, I would encourage you, go ahead and just upgrade to the premium version because it's really a very low risk decision, right? It's only $50 for the whole year, and it's something that's going to help you eat better and eat more strategically, and something you're probably going to use every single day. So if you're someone who consistently tracks your food weekly, you consider yourself relatively serious about your fitness, you use a food scale most of the time when you're tracking your food, and if you've been using MyFitnessPal already for a while and you know you're going to be using it going forward, I would encourage you to go ahead and try out the premium version. And I just want to make it very, very clear that I'm not sponsored by MyFitnessPal. I'm not getting any money to, convince people to upgrade, or I'm not going to list an affiliate link or something below for you to upgrade under my account or whatever. This is just me talking about the differences between the free and the premium version of the app. And I personally think that spending $50 a year to track your food more accurately and more diligently is something that is going to lead to lifelong success, knowledge about food, getting in better shape, being healthier, as compared to, like, we're in a world where people spend $300 on a juice cleanse program, or $100 on detox teas or stomach wraps, or they spend $50 a month on gym memberships and rarely go to the gym and rarely use it. So to close out this video, I think that whether you're tracking your food on the free version or the premium version, that this is a habit that's going to lead to long-term success for your fitness, for your health, for your knowledge about food, and it's a habit that is going to help you long term. And quite frankly, I think that if more people in the United States tracked their food, that we wouldn't have a problem where 70% of our population is overweight. But that's going to wrap up the video. I really hope you found it helpful, even 1%. And if you did, I'll leave another one up here that I also think can be helpful on your fitness journey. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I make new videos just like this one every single week. And I'll see you on the next one.